I mean, the interview was quite different, at least as compared to um, M Pharma, right? Um, with M
Mm-hmm.
Pharma, um, the so with M Pharma, the first process was like getting to know each other, right? So they'll basically ask you about your background, your experiences, who you are, introduce yourself, stuff like that, right? So it's a short 30 minute intro interview, and then the main one that is the next stage would be um the a coding project, so a take home project. They actually give like a backend project, like go and implement a REST API. They'll give you all the functional requirements and stuff like that. Yeah. Um, and then after that, you get like a panel interview, and then there'll be a last interview. Yeah. But with Serene, the first one, right? It was. I think we spent the. I didn't know what to expect. Um, we spent the first 10 minutes just getting to know ourselves. It was myself and then the head of engineering and then one engineering manager. They were like, oh, they saw my CV, they think my experience looks great, so they just wanted to get to know me, stuff like that. So that was just the first 10 minutes. And then they were like, okay, we have a problem for you to solve. And then there is an algorithm and data structures question. Like just popped.
Oh
So I wasn't
goodness.
expecting it at all. But the good thing was that, of course, I knew um, nowadays, like if you want to get, these kind of roles, especially, to relocate, you have to practice your lead code. You have to practice your data structures and algorithms. You have to solve questions on lead code and algo expert and stuff like that. So I actually bought algo expert, the course, right, and I was going through the questions and how to solve those kind of complex algorithm questions, right? So um, when during the interview, like I had got some practice under my belt, so I would say it went well, right? And then
Well, you got the job, so
yeah. Um, yes, and then I was called for a second interview. I think like 3 or 4 days later, right? It was pretty short. They were like, "Okay, we want to move you to the second stage." And for the second stage, it was very interesting. It was actually a code review project. With my previous company,
mm,
Pharma, it was like they give the functional requirements and then you build this. You take this project home, you build it, you submit it. But this one, they give you the project itself, the code itself. They will be like, okay, review
mm,
review the code, right? And then it was very interesting because they intentionally left a lot of um important stuff in there for you to catch, right? So they actually wanted to know, how experienced you are, like how good your fundamentals, right? And then how I would say like experience you are overall in terms of building production level applications, because during the code review you could find out that there were opportunities for SQL injection, you know there were like
mm,
there was like redundant code. You get, there was like code that was intentionally not optimized, you get, but the funny thing was that the code worked. The code worked, but there was no
yeah.
validation, right? So if you try the code with some edge case, right, it will fail. They intentionally built it that way just to gauge how you're able to fish out those things. And I actually enjoyed it. Um, it- they Yeah, so I think they gave me like 2 or 3 days to submit it. Yeah, and then I was able to submit it within the requested time frame. Yeah. So yeah, that was it. So it was just two interviews, and then I got the role.